Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. If you've ever felt completely stuck just staring at dense grammar textbooks, or you find yourself constantly translating every single word in your head before you even try to speak, well, you're going to want to pay close attention. Today we are unpacking visual English mastery from foundation to fluency. We're diving into how entirely dropping text in favor of visuals can completely rewire how you acquire a language. So it begs the question, can you actually construct true, lasting fluency without burying your head in traditional text? I mean, it sounds kind of impossible at first, right? But bypassing your native language to wire English directly into your brain using visuals, it literally cuts out the middleman. It radically reduces your learning time, which is a total game changer. Here is our quick agenda for this journey. First, visual mastery explained. Second, foundation, starting at A1. Third, fluency, reaching C2 mastery. And finally, 4, the visual toolset. All right, let's jump right into section 1, visual mastery explained, the core premise. The source title we're looking at is super deliberate, from foundation to fluency. We absolutely aren't just talking about memorizing enough phrases to, order a coffee on vacation. No way. We are looking at a highly systematic pathway to absolute unhindered expression. Notice that really specific action verb being used, build. In this paradigm, language isn't just something you passively absorb, it's something that is actively constructed. You are essentially the architect, and every visual element acts as a brick. Think about it. If you skip building the foundation, the whole house just collapses. Which leads us perfectly into section 2, foundation, starting at A1. There is this massive and frankly really intimidating gap between foundational A1, which is your basic greetings and essential words, and C2, where complex, nuanced debates happen effortlessly. Staring across that huge chasm is daunting, for sure, but mapping it out visually is the very first step to actually conquering it. Because like we said, you simply cannot build the roof before you pour the concrete floor. The source strictly demands starting right at A1, absolutely no shortcuts. By linking a visual directly to a concept, instead of translating it from your native tongue first, you're creating a permanent, incredibly resilient linguistic anchor. Let's look at the ultimate destination in section 3, fluency, reaching C2 mastery. Progressing to C2 requires successfully climbing this exact sequence of steps. At A2, your sentences start to lengthen. Then, navigating through the B levels, you start handling opinions and more abstract thoughts. C1 brings in that slick professional capability, ultimately culminating in C2. It is a literal, step-by-step visual evolution. And when you finally hit C2, the scaffolding comes down. You are no longer translating anything in your head. You are seamlessly thinking and just existing in English. This is the absolute peak that our source promises. So, how do we actually do this? That brings us to section 4, the visual toolset, bridging the gap. Our source points to a very specific secret weapon to cross this gap, animation and images. And yeah, you might notice the source material had a slightly creative approach to spelling here with those double letters, but typo aside, the conceptual weight is absolutely flawless. We are moving entirely away from text on a page and relying completely on what our eyes can interpret in real time. Think of it this way. Images provide the static vocabulary. They're the nouns. Animations provide the action, so that's your verbs and grammar in motion. And here is exactly why this is so insanely powerful. The human brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text. 60,000. By pairing animations with images, you completely bypass that slow, clunky translation phase, wiring English directly into your brain's visual processing center. So, I'll leave you with this to chew on. If dynamic images and animations are the true bricks and mortar of fluency, how will you redesign your own learning starting today? Are you ready to finally toss out those old text-heavy flashcards and actually start seeing the language? Visualize your fluency, and the mastery will follow.